My name is Gloria Chavez, and I have a two-part tutorial here, which is going to illustrate how to read the IPA chart, or the International Phonetic Alphabet, and how to access a couple of tools which will illustrate how to make sounds and words. So first, let's explore what is the IPA. IPA is a international phonetic alphabet, or a compilation of oral sounds which represent all oral sounds made in Latin languages. Well, we're going to cover the Latin languages at least. And the vowel sounds. So we have consonants and we have vowels. And this chart shows us how to, or illustrates for us how to make these sounds. It is helpful, or it serves to help with the sounds, phonemes, phones, and ultimately words, as opposed to, and it helps to refute the sort of ambiguous or misgivings of spellings of words as opposed to their actual pronunciation. So, I should add that it's most useful if you have a dictionary, a comprehensive dictionary, which shows the spellings of words, which you can see here, and which shows the pronunciation of words, which you'll see generally in brackets and in a dictionary. So if you have a computer like this, you type in the word, it will help you. This isn't the best dictionary to have. If you have a really great dictionary, such as like the Oxford English Dictionary, and you type in the word, that will be more exact in terms of the spellings that you see here, or the pronunciation spelling, when you convert it over to the IPA chart. So let's just really quickly review what the components of the chart are. We have what are called the manner of articulation, which refers to the constriction or obstruction of air as it passes through the oral cavity, or the ways in which the articulators, such as the tongue, the teeth, the glottal, which is the throat, the lips, and so forth, function when making speech sounds. The names of these, if you look at our chart, are at the top here. I'm sorry, at the left side here, plosive, nasal, trill, and if you're interested in learning more about what those are and exactly how they function, you can research them, obviously. But those are not as important to know as, but mainly knowing the symbols are what are more important. But you guys should be aware of those. So we also have up here places of articulation, which are actually very important. So I actually typed it into the computer. If you just type it into Google, place of articulation, you'll see here that these are the various places where sounds are where air is obstructed or constricted. And so places of articulation refers to where the tongue interacts with the rest of the oral cavity to make sounds, or the places where the air constriction or obstruction, which there's a difference. Constriction is where it's partially constricted, or there's a passage, or if it's completely obstructed. The names of these are, if we look at our chart here, back to our chart, at the top you'll see the glottal, the labial dental, and so forth. I highlighted them for you up above. Let's look at the glottal, for example. If you look at the chart here, or the picture, the glottal refers to where the throat, or the air is constricted through the throat. So sounds, if you go back to our chart, such as G, or these H sounds, that are made in the glottal area. Okay, so g, g, g. So let's try it. If we go to our dictionary and I type in the word igloo, IGLOO, I have the spelling, and then I have the actual spelling of the phonetic spelling of the word. It's important to note that these little diacritics here, as we look at our dictionary, and then we go back to our chart, we'll see that same symbol here, they're called suprasegmentals, and that shows where the stress is made on the word. So if we have this word igloo, we look at the diacritic, the stress is made on the first part of the word, I, right? So that's important. It tells where the stress is made. So now let's go to our second part of or let's try it. So if I have this here, this is not the best dictionary, so it's not going to be exact. So I just need to know that this I sound is actually referring to this I here on the chart. If I click on the vowel sounds here, and this vowel chart shows where the tongue is located. I should have told you guys this earlier. This tells where the tongue is located when air is being ventilated through the mouth, through the oral cavity. So if I go back to my chart, or if I look at my chart, this you can picture as the tongue, and it tells where the tongue is at when making the sound. So if I have a closed front, it's going to be the I sound or the Y sound. So if I'm pronouncing this word igloo, I just need to know, and if I had a better dictionary, it would indicate that it's actually this I sound here that's made. So if I click on this I sound, it's going to tell me how to pronounce this sound.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, it's a closed front vowel, and that means that's where the tongue is at when I'm making the sound. And if you are really interested, this is helpful to go to to the internet, and it'll tell you how where the tongue is actually. It shows you where the tongue is located. But if I just click on it, I can hear it.
Mm.
Now I know how to pronounce the first sound of this word, igloo. I. Now if I go to my second letter here, the consonant G, and I go back to my chart, I can click on the letter G here.
Ga. Aga.
Okay, so it's a plosive velar sound. And if I click on it, it tells me how to say the second sound. So let's try it.
Mm. Ga. Aga.
Okay, and so forth. So now let's go to the second part of the tutorial. And it's this very handy website, which I'm going to cut and paste for you guys into this little browser here, or into this box, so you can access it. And I'm going to highlight it for you. HTTP, yeah, right here. So now this tool is really helpful because if you type in the actual spelling of the word, it will translate it or transcribe it first, and then it will tell you how to say the word. Depending on the pronunciation that you want, it's going to say it for you. This is a really helpful tool which will help you to improve your pronunciation. So if we go back to igloo, I see it's spelled IGLOO. So I'm going to type that into my blank space here, IGLOO, and then I click on show transcription. It's going to show me the American if I choose to practice the pronunciation of American English. I click on the American. If I want British, obviously I click on British. Now, if I click play, it's going to tell me how to say the word. And it's that simple. If I want British pronunciation, I'm going to click British and then show transcription.
Igloo. Igloo.
It tells me how to say it in British English. So that's it. That concludes our tutorial on the IPA chart. It was really short and sweet, but if you can learn how to access these two tools, you will improve your English or your whatever the target languages that you're learning substantially. It also has Spanish here. You type in the Spanish spelling of words and it will help you. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.